Hello, and welcome to my ePortfolio tour guide. My name is Tobi and I'm currently completing my Master's of Science program in Learning Design and Technology at the University of South Florida. I am also a graduate assistant with the simulation team at the University of South Florida College of Nursing. Here, I assist the team by providing my instructional design expertise to improve the simulation experience of the College of Nursing students. I am also a recently admitted student at the University of Tennessee's PhD program in Learning Design and Technology. This video will explore the artifacts in my ePortfolio, and it would also explore how these artifacts demonstrate the Association of Educational Communications and Technology Standards, also known as the AECT standards. I will also explain how these artifacts have met the requirements of the AECT standards and substandard. I would also illustrate on how these artifacts demonstrate my knowledge and skills in learning design and technology, and then I will provide my overall reflection of my learning experience during this program. I will start by going into the AECT page on this website. In this page, you can access the AECT standards and substandards. This page provides a short description of the AECT organization, as well as the purpose of the establishment of these 5 standards. The purpose of these standards is to serve as a guide and measure when developing instructional materials. The first standard focuses on content knowledge, and here the candidate is to demonstrate knowledge necessary to create, use, assess, and manage theoretical and practical applications of educational technologies and processes. Below are the substandards associated with Standards 1. Next is the second standard, which focuses on content pedagogy, and here the candidate is to develop as reflective practitioners able to demonstrate effective implementation of educational technologies and processes based on contemporary context and pedagogy. Below are the substandards associated with Standards 2. Next is Standard 3, that focuses on learning environment. In this standard, candidates showcase how to facilitate learning by creating, using, evaluating, and managing effective learning environments. Below are the substandards that represent Standards 3. The fourth standard focuses on professional knowledge and skills, and here candidate is to showcase how to design, develop, implement, and evaluate technology-rich learning environments within a supportive community of practice. Below are the substandards associated with Standard 4. And the last standard is Standard 5, and it focuses on research. Here, the candidate is to evaluate, synthesize, and apply methods of inquiry to enhance learning and improve performance. And below are the substandards associated with Standard 5. Next, I'm going to explore how these artifacts that I've created during my master's program at the University of South Florida meets the standards and substandards. I will be going from order Standard 1 to Standard 5. Here, we have Standard 1, and there are 3 artifacts attributed to this standard. The substandards demonstrated with these artifacts are Substandard 1.1 creating, Substandard 1.2 using, and Substandard 1.3 assessing and evaluating. The first substandard is 1.1 creating, and here the candidate is to demonstrate the ability to create instructional materials and learning environments using a variety of systems and approaches. The artifact that demonstrates this substandard 1.1 was produced in my distance learning class, and there are 5 artifacts that are created using a variety of approaches. The first artifact is a video illustrating the ACTS model of motivational design under 3 minutes. The second artifact is a comic strip that illustrates the RAT framework. The third artifact is an introductory video that was created for an online class which instructors can emulate and use to transform their text-based introductions in an online classroom environment. The fourth artifact is an infographic that contains tips on how to be a successful online student. And the fifth and last artifact for this substandard is a think link that contains the best advice for online teachers. All these artifacts were created using various system approaches and technological tools to create instructional materials and learning environments. And you can find the artifact here. Next is Substandard 1.2 using, and here the candidate demonstrates the ability to select and use technological resources and processes to support student learning and to enhance their pedagogy. The artifact that demonstrates the Substandard 1.2 was produced in my Current Trends in Instructional Technology class. This course required me to explore Web 2.0 tools and then select a Web 2.0 tool that can be used to support and facilitate learning. I created a tutorial on this tool to help instructors learn the best way to integrate a Web 2.0 tool into their classroom to facilitate student learning and to enhance their pedagogy. And you can find the artifact here. Last is Substandard 1.3, Assessing and Evaluating, and here a candidate is to demonstrate the ability to assess and evaluate the effective integration of appropriate technologies and instructional materials. The artifact that demonstrates the Substandard 1.3 was created also in the Current Trends Instructional Technology course. Here, we were given the task to assess and evaluate 2 games to determine their effectiveness in a learning environment. I assessed and evaluated 2 educational games called Food Chain and Backyard Wildlife. Then I documented the effectiveness of each game and produced and presented an analysis of each game's characteristics. And you can find the artifact here. Overall, all the artifacts demonstrated in Substandards 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3 demonstrates my ability to create, use, assess, and manage theoretical and practical applications of educational technologies and processes. Now we're going to explore Standards 2, which focuses on content pedagogy. In this standard, candidates develop as reflective practitioners able to demonstrate effective implementation of educational technologies and processes based on contemporary content and pedagogy. There are 3 substandards demonstrated in this section, and they are Substandards 2.1, which was represented twice, Substandard 2.3, and Substandard 2.4. Let us start with Substandard 2.1, which is creating, and here a candidate is to apply content pedagogy to create appropriate applications of processes and technologies to improve learning and performance outcomes. The first artifact that demonstrates this substandard is a job aid that was created in my interactive media class, and you can find the artifact here. The second artifact that also represents Substandard 2.1 is a storyboard that was created for the development of a training in my Problems in Instructional Design for Computers course, and you can find the artifact here. Both artifacts, that is, the job aid and the storyboard, incorporated teachable content using application processes and technologies to improve learning and performance outcome. Next is Substandards 2.3, Assessing and Evaluating, and here candidate is to demonstrate an inquiry process that assesses the adequacy of learning and evaluates the instruction and implementation of educational technologies and processes grounded in reflective practice. The artifact that demonstrates the substandard is a motivational research proposal that was produced in my Motivational Design for Learning Technology course. This artifact is a research proposal on the design and implementation of the ACTS model-based motivation strategies for Nigerian students enrolled in Nigerian National Government class, POS 001. POS 001 is a course I created in my distance learning class. However, this research proposal focused on how to increase the motivational levels of the students enrolled in the course. In this proposal, I identified and analyzed the motivational issues and motivational design strategies of an existing course, and then proposed alternative motivation elements based off of the ACTS model that can be incorporated in the existing course to increase the motivational levels of the students engaging with the course content. This research proposal demonstrates my ability to evaluate the implementation of using educational technologies and processes grounded in reflective practices. And you can find the artifact here. The last substandard in this section is 2.4, Managing, and here candidate is to manage appropriate technological processes and resources to provide supportive learning communities, create flexible and diverse learning environments, and develop and demonstrate appropriate content pedagogy. The artifact that demonstrates this substandard is a motivational design workbook that I also created in the Motivational Design for Learning Technology class. The major task for this course was to create a motivational design workbook to increase students' motivational levels for a Nigerian National Government course that I created and delivered. The workbook was based on the motivational practices and theories of John Keller's ACTS model. The intent of creating this workbook was to explore the importance of using certain techniques and approaches to increase motivational levels in students for these students to have a richer learning experience. And you can find the artifact here. Overall, all the artifacts created in this session demonstrates my ability to develop as a reflective practitioner and demonstrate effective implementation of educational technologies and processes based on contemporary content and pedagogy. The next standard is Standard 3, which focuses on learning environments. Here, the candidate is to facilitate learning by creating, using, evaluating, and managing effective learning environments. There are 4 substandards demonstrated here, and they are 3.1, creating, 3.2, using, which was represented twice, 3.4, managing, and 3.6, diversity of learners.
The first artifact is a COVID-19 training for older adults that was created in my Problems in Instructional Design for Computers course. This artifact demonstrates Substandard 3.1 creating, where candidates create instructional design products based on learning principles and research-based practices. This artifact also demonstrates Substandards 3.2 using, where candidates make professionally sound decisions in selecting appropriate processes and resources to provide optimal conditions for learning based on principles, theories, and effective practices. For this training product, Substandard 3.1 is demonstrated because my group partner and I implemented various learning principles as well as incorporated research-based practices in the course of creating this training, and we documented this process in the front-end analysis and instructional design plan, which can be found here in the Find Supplemental Document Here button. Substandards 3.2 is demonstrated because we also explored various processes and resources that could facilitate learning in the training being developed, and we made decisions and selections based on different learning theories, which can also be found in the instructional design plan and storyboard. You can view the storyboard and instructional design plan by exploring the documents in the Find Supplemental Document Here button, and you can access the training product by clicking on the button here. Next is another artifact that demonstrates Substandard 3.2 using. This artifact is a handbook for modern teacher, and it was created in my Digital Media and Learning course. This was a group project, however, my focus and contribution to the project can be seen in the integration of collaborative and makerspace section. In this section of the handbook, I incorporated useful and usable information about collaborative spaces based on learning principles and theories. The overall purpose of my contribution to this project is to gather and present resources that will facilitate learning in collaborative spaces, and I developed a 4Cs model to guide instructors on identifying what they want to elicit among their learners in a collaborative space. You can find the artifact here, and you can also find supplemental documents that went into creating the artifact here. The next substandard is 3.4, which focuses on managing. Here, the candidate is to establish mechanisms for maintaining technology infrastructure to improve learning and performance. The artifact that demonstrates this substandard is an information architecture that was created in my web design course. For this artifact, I explored the parts of a web designer's job that involves information design. So, the artifact showcases an analysis of the structure and information of a website. I conducted an analysis of the target audience, content embedded within the website, and the purpose of the website. During the analysis phase, I established an hierarchy of information for the website, which can be used to maintain the website and improve user experience, learning, and performance. This artifact demonstrates the substandard 3.4 because it produced a process and mechanism that can be used to maintain a website, which can be used to improve users' learning and performance of the website. And you can find the artifact here. The last substandard for this session is 3.6, which focuses on diversity of learners. Here, the candidate is to foster a learning community that empowers learners with diverse backgrounds, characteristics, and abilities. A combination of two artifacts from two different courses demonstrates this substandard. These two artifacts work hand in hand because they're essentially about the same topic. One artifact identified an issue among a diverse group of people, while the other artifact provides suggestions on how to tackle the issue in order to empower these people. The artifact produced in the Foundation of Educational Research course began the inquiry process, which resulted in me writing a research paper on gender inequality in Nigeria and how gender equity is addressed in Nigeria's technology field. The literature review conducted for this proposal found that there are low rates of women in the technology field in Nigeria. Then, the artifact produced in the Big Data and Learning Analytics course explored and used actual data to create a report that makes a case for implementing loans and scholarships for females who enroll in STEM programs in Nigeria in order to increase the rate of women in the technology field in Nigeria. And you can find both artifacts by clicking the button here. Overall, all the artifacts represented here demonstrate Standards 3 because I created, used, and managed artifacts to facilitate learning. The next standard is Standard 4, that focuses on professional knowledge and skills. Here, a candidate is to design, develop, implement, and evaluate technology-rich learning environment within a supportive community of practice. There are 4 substandards demonstrated here, and they are 4.1 collaborative practices, 4.3 reflection on practice, and 4.4 assessing and evaluating, which was actually represented twice. The first substandard is 4.1 collaborative practice, where candidate is to collaborate with their peers and subject matter experts to analyze learners, develop and design instruction, and evaluate its impact on learners. The artifact that demonstrates this substandard is a training that was developed in my Problems in Instructional Design for Computers course. Group effort was used to create this training. There were only 2 members in this group, myself and Jenny Paulson. We both created a training module that educates older adults about how to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. For this training module, myself and Jenny worked collaboratively on establishing a front-end analysis, establishing an instructional design plan, designing and creating wireframes and storyboards, and designing and developing the training in RISE 360. Aside from the collaborative efforts on documents needed to develop the training, my main role in this project was in the design and development of the website and training itself. I created the website that holds the training, and I worked mainly with the interactivity and inserting content into RISE. I also hosted the training into a server in order for the training to be accessible to our targeted audience. You can find the artifact here, and you can also find all the other supplemental documents here. The next substandard is 4.3 Reflection and Practice, where candidates analyze and interpret data and artifacts and reflect on the effectiveness of the design, development, and implementation of technology-supported instruction and learning to enhance their professional growth. The artifact that demonstrates this substandard is a motivational design case analysis that was produced in my Motivational Design for Learning Technology course. One of the tasks in this course was to conduct a motivational design case analysis on a learning or training video clip. I chose 2 video clips and conducted an analysis of these videos. Then I identified the motivational theories, concepts, or ideas that explain the teaching, learning, and training activities shown in the video clips. For this artifact, I focused on analyzing the instructor, the instructional methods, approach, or strategies used. Then I provided a report on what motivational strategies were used or apparent, alongside with providing evidence for my claims. I also reflected on the video clips and provided information on the effectiveness of the motivational strategies to facilitate the learning occurring. And you can find the artifact by clicking the button here. The last substandard demonstrated in this session is 4.4 Assessing and Evaluating, where candidates design and implement assessment and evaluation plans that align with learning goals and instructional activities. There are 2 artifacts demonstrating this substandard. The first artifact is a game design specification idea and learning game design that was produced in my Development of Instructional-Based Technology course. One of the tasks in the process of developing this game was to establish and conduct a write-up on preliminary game design ideas and detailed game design document. In this document, we developed various assessment and evaluation plans that will be incorporated into the game for our targeted audience to achieve the learning goals and objectives. You can find the artifact here, and you can also find the current game link here. The other artifact that demonstrates substandard 4.4 is a course evaluation rubric that was created in my distance learning course. One of the tasks in this course was to create a course evaluation rubric to help instructors improve course content and teaching practices. I created an evaluation rubric that will serve as a means to evaluate online courses in order to facilitate learning and achieve learning goals. You can find the artifact by clicking the button here. Overall, all the artifacts presented here demonstrates Standard 4 because I designed, developed, implemented, and evaluated a technology-rich learning environment with a supportive community of practice. The last standard is Standard 5, which focuses on research. Here, a candidate explores, evaluates, synthesizes, and applies methods of inquiry to enhance learning and improve performance. There are 3 substandards demonstrated here, and they are 5.1 Theoretical Foundations, 5.2 Methods, and 5.4 Ethics. The first substandard demonstrated is 5.1 Theoretical Foundations. Here, a candidate is to demonstrate foundational knowledge of the contribution to research to the past and current theory of educational communications and technology. The artifact that demonstrates this substandard is an in-depth synthesis of sociological-oriented literature on instructional technology. This artifact was produced in my digital media and learning class. This was one of my favorite projects in this program. For this class, to get an A, which I did, I had to show a clear mastery of all the literature explored in the course, as well as develop an understanding and working knowledge of the core conceptual foundations, readings, and methods of the Digital Media and Learning Scholar Network. This artifact is a comprehensive synthesis in form of a text and podcast of all the literature explored in the course, which is pertaining to the past and current theories relating to digital media and learning. You can find the artifact by clicking the button here. The second substandard demonstrated is 5.2 methods, and here a candidate is to apply research methodologies to solve problems and enhance practice. The artifact that demonstrates the substandard is a motivational research proposal that was created in my motivational design course. This artifact is a research proposal on the design and implementation of the ACTS model-based motivational strategies for Nigerian students enrolled in Nigerian National Government class POS 001. POS 001 is a course I had designed, developed, and delivered in another class. During the process of writing this proposal, I analyzed the current state of POS 001 to determine the motivational elements or problems currently present in the course. Then, I designed and developed effective and efficient motivational tactics and strategies using the ACTS Motivational Design Workbook to solve the motivational problems identified in order to facilitate learning and enhance the quality of learning in POS 001. You can find the artifact by clicking the button here. The third substandard demonstrated is 5.4 Ethics, and here a candidate conducts research and practice using accepted professional and institutional guidelines and procedures. The artifact that demonstrates the substandard is a research paper on educational games to improve the reading habits of Nigerian K-12 students. The artifact was produced in my current trends in instructional technology course. This artifact is a research paper that explores my vision of the future of classrooms and emerging technologies in Nigerian schools. This research paper provides rationales of the potential benefits, concerns, and recommendations for the successful integration of these educational games to improve the reading habits of Nigerian K-12 students. This research paper follows the APA guidelines, and only scholarly journals were reviewed for the literature review section of the paper. This research paper includes references and citations for all the literatures used, and the submission of this paper was reviewed under Turnitin to ensure that it was not plagiarized. And you can find the artifact here. Overall, all the artifacts presented here demonstrate Standard 5 because I explored, evaluated, synthesized, and applied methods of inquiry to enhance learning and improve performance. That sums up all the artifacts demonstrated using AECT 5 standards. Now, reflecting on some of my work produced, I would say my experience in the Masters of Science, Learning Design and Technology program here at USF definitely exceeded my expectations. I earned a bachelor's degree in psychology, but I've always known that I wanted to be in the educational field. However, I wanted to be in a program that explored education and learning through a digital transformation lens. Learning using traditional approaches is being transformed constantly, and I wanted to be in an educational field that recognizes this and explores how to transform the ways we learn in order for us to gain a richer learning experience by using technologies. I had little to no experience working with instructional technologies prior to embarking on this program, but after the completion of this program in just 1 year, I am now able to use vital skills and techniques as well as learning technologies to design, develop, implement, and evaluate an online learning environment. I had a great experience with the professors that taught classes in this program, as they were helpful throughout the program, a couple of which wrote letters of recommendation that helped me get into the doctorate program I am in now. The learning environment in this program, though mostly online, felt like a community. I took classes with a lot of the same students, and we were able to help each other to be successful in the courses we took together. At no point did I ever feel like I was alone in this journey, which is very rare because most courses are online. This program exposed me to different and effective learning strategies, learning technology applications, learning theories, design principles, motivational principles, technology project management, digital media, and technologies. As I progressed in this program, my design skills improved tremendously, and many of the artifacts I created at the beginning stages of the program I would create almost differently now. Overall, this program has exposed me to see learning differently in terms of how technologies can be used to facilitate learning, which has also prompted me to further my education in this field. I am now interested on research and the inquiry of learning design and technology, which is why I chose to get a PhD in the same field. Well, that sums up this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and please explore all the areas of the website discussed in this video.